What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Roxy music, and we're returning to Siren 1975. Thank you again to Seb. And the next track in the playlist is Both Ends Burning, which inevitably makes me think of the idiom or metaphorical phrase burning the candle at both ends, which relates to overworking, and especially overworking in the further context of not getting enough sleep, enough rest, staying up too late, and getting up very early, and thus over time becoming increasingly mentally and physically fatigued. So maybe it'll be heading in that direction. Even if it is, I don't expect that would be all that would be at play, and I imagine the phrase or the concept would be part of some narrative, and I've learned enough from Roxy Music songs already that their lyrical and narrative storytelling is often complex and multifaceted, sometimes drawing on history and culture, sometimes emotions and psychology, sometimes all of those factors put together. So I'll do the best I can to follow along on a first hearing. This is Roxy Music. The track is Both Ends Burning, and it's from their 1975 album Siren.
Somewhere
epic, especially in the latter third of the tune. It just goes to another level in terms of its epic qualities, and that guitar in the last minute or two really is a big part of that. But again, their arrangements are crazy. So at first I'm noticing, I think it was a saxophone, definitely a brass instrument, that gave it a bit of a soulful feel. And then as it goes along, I'm noticing those cycling drums. There's those like celestial organ, like pad keyboard chords. There seemed to be this little pulsing, like keyboard, not trill, but just like a steady but rapid kind of keyboard melody. I think maybe the guitar was also playing it though. And then of course Ferry's vocals, which, you know, he was doing some epic extensions and maneuvering, but it wasn't until the latter stages that I heard one of those like trademark Ferry like quivering type of flourishes, which are, you know, kind of his own thing. It's not quite vibrato, but it's like it's just its own experience. And so there was one or two of those at the end, but overall like some really epic vocals. And yeah, like lyrically, I'm not sure. I don't think the burning the candle at both ends is what is the main theme here, or if it is, it's like in a way that I didn't read it in that manner, because it sounds like he's talking about, like, you certainly talk about tonight and the, you know, the flame of his soul and it's burning on both ends, and I was thinking, you know, like his desire, so that makes it sound like intimacy, like an interpersonal connection that is at hand. And then I was thinking maybe both ends could be him and the other person, but then if it's like both ends of his soul, then again, maybe you could interpret that about, like, you know, he's willing to go the distance even if it's at the expense of his own health, or, you know, a better, or like a more cautious way of behaving or approaching the situation. But yeah, I didn't get quite that read on it, and it felt like this, you know, both ends burning is about, you know, passion on this side, passion on that side, and thus the inevitability of tonight, the desire, and so on. But yes, it seems like there's a metaphysical element if he's talking about his soul, so I didn't piece it all together on a first listen, but I will continue to digest it and look forward to any insights people have in the comments. But again, their composition, their arrangement, their musicianship, once again coming through very clearly in this song. So that is clearly a mainstay of their catalog, and looking forward to hearing more examples. Thank you again to Seb for the Roxy journey, as well as to all the folks who've been commenting along the way. Let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.